No position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth, home to the TCU Horned Frogs. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the TCU Horned Frogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Horned Frogs will kick it away to start us off. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So the Texas Tech Red Raiders offense will go to work first. Last time these two rivals got together, guys, there were hurt feelings and some dead fish handshakes in the aftermath, and this might be just the recipe to cook up some revenge, Jesse.
Well, they're going to be motivated, that's for sure. The losing team, they have been hearing about that blowout loss now for a very long time. They had this game circled, David, all offseason, hoping to get that payback.
Oh, man, and you get all the quotes, all the people talking about, all those blowhards, all the different networks, i.e. us, talking about how bad it was and how embarrassing it was, and now you get a chance to get some payback. They're excited.
And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. The officials offer. And the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And now on second down for this offense. It's reverse. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. And the Red Raiders line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Horned Frogs offense will go to work for the first time. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent. Both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Horned Frogs line up, trying to move the sticks on third and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Punts it out of the air. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Now, fourth down. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down.
Music note! Music note! Come on, set!
Trying to keep this drive alive. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And how about the run play on 4th and 3 to 4? A lot of times you see that's a pass play nowadays. They run the football, they stick to what they do well, they know where the first down marker is, and they get the first down.
The Horned Frogs will snap it on 1st and 10. Right back to the well. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. All right, guys, let's think a little bit about big picture TCU. They've jumped to the top of the conference standings. Now the trick is finding a way to stay there.
Well, and that's your goal to start the season. It's always about the conference first. It's not about the national championship picture. So great job taking care of business within the conference, Jesse, but a lot of meat still left on the schedule.
Yeah, and remember, conference championships mean a lot because the way the college football playoff is set up, if you're winning your conference championship, you're probably in the playoff discussion. So they've got a lot of games ahead. They're in that prime spot right now inside their conference. They've got to keep playing well.
And the Horned Frogs are on the move. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it behind the line. It's Morris. Touchdown, TCU! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Man, that's a nice job selling it by the offense, dropping back, making it look like it's passed, and running back slipping out of the backfield, throwing him the football, getting a dynamic playmaker in space, and he says, I got this, I'll do the rest, and gets the touchdown.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that drive didn't have to cover a lot of ground, going 47 yards. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. Let's talk for just a second about Texas Tech. The biggest problem for schools at this level is getting enough big bodies, particularly on the offensive line, and getting a 3-star guy like this can really help them at this level, Jesse.
Yeah, and when you get guys like that on your offensive line, if you can get a couple dudes like that, all of a sudden now you can hang with bigger, better competition. Games are still won and lost in the trenches. I know this is just one piece, but getting this 3-star offensive lineman who was very highly recruited, that is a massive win for this head coach.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got his man in the middle. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real.
There he goes. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
It's such a good sign for your offense when your quarterback is this dialed in early in the game, right? On the RPO, wanted to throw it, nobody open, so he takes off running it himself and gets a big gainer. If I'm the coordinator and play caller, I'm finding more ways to get this guy running the football and keep this defense on their heels.
Makes the grab on the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Quarterback on the keeper. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
It's so nice as a quarterback when it's not just your receivers that are dangerous after the catch. How about the yak ability by this tight end? He's a guy that can stretch the field. He can make DBs miss, and he's got speed. He is a generational talent. He's really helping out this offense.
Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the ball.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
The Horned Frogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. They'll run the screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Pulls it in down the middle. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And the Horned Frogs will snap it on 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this group, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
The Horned Frogs come to the line on third and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Toss sweep right.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. Crosses the 30. He's got a lead. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
It's a reverse. In a world of trouble from the start, and a massive loss on that play.
For an offense, to make the wide receiver reverse work, you've got to have a lot of guys doing a good sell job. Running backs have to behave as if they're actually going to keep the football, and everybody else on offense has to be yelling out, run, to try to make the deep.
Breaks into the open. Got some room entered to the goal line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Liberty is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Sparky isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by a field goal over Tulane. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. They'll try it on the ground, running the counter. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. On the move. He's going to lose a yard on that one. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. Makes the catch. It's Rasmussen. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. Looking to throw for it. Right on the money. At the 40, there he goes. Wide open on the right. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Gonna run it. It's Pierre. Turning it on. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
Just a short pass to the tight end. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking for a huge play. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offense finds a way to come back to some of those deep balls.
Red pass is complete. He's out of bounds, and they'll say he got it to the 45.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. Because they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
And the Horned Frogs come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. He's down at the 23-yard line. It's a first down, and they've got to show this urgency. To the air on first down. He's got the tight end. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. The snap sets up to throw. A little screen to the running back. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He might want another play. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big-body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Wide out trying to get it in. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU!
And that is a perfect job by the offense executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused. Made sure that all the right decisions were being made with respect to execution and the clock. This is something you practice all season long, and they execute the 2-minute perfectly here at the end of the half.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They march 78 yards down the field. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So the offense doesn't want to take a chance here. They'll just come out and take a knee and wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half.
The Red Raiders will kick it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
You know, the RPO game now in college football really puts the defense in a bind, and it forces them just to freeze a half second as they try to distinguish between the running back and the quarterback. Who's keeping the football? On that play, it was the running back, and he made him pay.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
He lobs one high down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity to make such a big play. Listen, he wasn't wide open with nobody around him, but you got to make that play. You got a little bit of space. You got to haul that in, make your quarterback look good, and make a big play for this offense.
Quickly to the tight end. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. The Horned Frogs with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Safe completion on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
Wants to throw again. Right down the middle. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And the deflection by the defense brings up 4th down.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the middle. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Takes it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Red Raiders will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the touchdown, Horned Frogs. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American Fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Florida Atlantic is trailing right now, and I know it may look bleak, but this team needs to regroup, remind itself it's at home, and remember just how quickly things can change. They're trailing by 12 to UAB. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Lofts one high and deep. And a penalty flag comes in as that one falls incomplete, but this is going to be a positive play for the offense. Defense with pass interference coming.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Looking downfield on first down. Fires left. Complete on the comeback. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. New set of downs after the completion. From the shotgun, the inside give. There he goes. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. A great job in the base defense making a play.
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Quick strike through the air for the score. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be brought down. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. That lead has been sliced to 7, and now they'll try to put something together here. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Using the quick game. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
Stand to the game, and we'll start with the first down. They'll move the wide receiver. Fires to the big fella. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. They trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. They have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
And the Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. Wide receiver going in motion. Slithers into space. Gets it past the marker. Touchdown, TCU! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got his man on the right. Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Tight end now in motion. Touch pass on the right. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tried to pound it on 1st down. Now back to the line. Back to pass on 2nd down. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Well, the problem for this offense now late in the game, trailing by a bunch of points, is that the defense knows they're going to throw the football. And right now, offensively, they cannot protect the edge. You saw the speed coming from the outside. He was able to get to the quarterback for another negative play.
Finds his back in the middle. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go. He hurls one deep down the left side. Makes the grab. He's got a 1st down. The Red Raiders want to move quickly. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And the defense makes a play. They get the quarterback down at the 26. And the Red Raiders with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
The Horned Frogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Try and play action. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds a man on the right. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Still on his feet at the 45. Pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A big pickup on that run.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him, getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. The give to the lone running back. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Quarterback making checks. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He can't make the grab. It's incomplete, but there is a flag, and I believe this is going to be pass interference. So the pass interference in the end zone will give them a free 15. Remember the difference in this rule and the pros. Ball is not placed at the 1-yard line in this situation. From the gun, the running back has it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And this one is perfect. And that lead grows even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Liberty is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to Tulane. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
Got him downfield. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. Looking to throw on 1st down. Gets it out quickly. Breaks into the open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with it now.
And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The Red Raiders moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. That's a slip right through his hands, and it'll be 4th down after the rare drop from this dude.
got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're winning this game.
He wants a big play here late. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. To the line quickly. They'll spike it to save some time.
On the play. Brings up second down.
So now it's second and long. The play action fake. And the defense makes a play. They get the quarterback down at the 26. Now third and long and trying to play catch up in more ways than one after that earlier throws toward the end zone. It's picked off and they ruin the drive with a turnover. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll leave it with him. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. The offense will use a timeout with 25 seconds left. And the Horned Frogs with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
Here we go. Ready, go.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
I'll be honest, man. If I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the fourth quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
Quick strike complete. He goes out of bounds right at midfield. They've got it first and 10 at the 50. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unleashes one. It's picked off, and that's number 10. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
After this, it'll be a wrap. To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Wide open downfield. And that is how we will wrap this one up. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.